So can I ask, who brings Victoria to be married today?
I do.
So if I could ask everybody but our bride and groom to please be seated.
I like the dress.
Amazing.
Do I really?
Yeah, incredible.
Can I hold your hand?
I can say hold hands at that
hold on.
My hands are so sweaty.
You really are. You got this.
Yeah.
Well, good afternoon and a very warm welcome to Norton Fields. My name is Judith Snow and with me today is Amy Cook. And Amy is going to be completing the legal schedule for you today. And together, it is our privilege and a pleasure to be here, where we have met to witness and celebrate this very special occasion, the joining in matrimony of Graham and Victoria. And I know it means a great deal to them that you're all able to be here today, not only to witness their marriage vows, but to share in their happiness. For you both, getting married here today is confirmation of the love, respect, but perhaps most importantly, the friendship that you have found in each other. You have found happiness and contentment in each other's company, and it is within this spirit that you have chosen to affirm your relationship before us all here today. Sarah and Rebecca are your two witnesses, and they'll be joining you both in signing the schedule which Amy is preparing for you. Before you can be married, I do have to ask you both to confirm your full names. So our groom, are you Graham Paul Rowe?
I am.
And our bride, are you Victoria Claire Jenkinson?
I am.
Now the place in which we are now met has been duly sanctioned according to the law for the celebration of marriages. If any person present knows of any just cause or legal reason to why these two should not be joined in matrimony, then that should now be declared. Now I'd like to start our ceremony this afternoon by asking Simone to come forward to say a poem for us.
For the new Mr. and Mrs. Rowe. Marriage, a life of happiness, of joy and dreams come true, and home a place of sweet content, a palace built for two. You've chosen the date to link hearts forever, 24th of July, whatever the weather, heartbeats and flowers, pure hearts and a veil. But what does a marriage truly entail? Some say it's the attitude of give and take, even if at times life brings hardship and strife, that finds the golden secret to a happy married life. You've married him for who he is. You love what you see. He chose you for your wonderfulness, everything you are and can be. Life is a journey, a cliche may be true. Along this roller coaster ride, don't forget, hand in hand to be truly you. Marriage provides the magic that it mingles both your flames with curveballs and surprises.
The Bluetooth device is ready to
Exactly, with curveballs and surprises. Life does play funny games. So shore up all your love today.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Oh dear.
Display your love, live, love, dance, show the world how much you love each other. This is your chance.
Graham and Victoria, today you will declare your intent to share your lives together, whatever your future may hold. Your love is a sign that you trust each other and trust your love to sustain you. A loving relationship enables two people to share both the highs and the lows, the smiles and the tears. It offers strength and support. Sorrow seems less of a burden, but happiness and joy are multiplied many times over. Before you were joined in matrimony, I have to remind you both of the solemn and binding character of the vows you are about to make. Marriage in this country means the union of two people voluntarily entered into for life, to the exclusion of all others. The purpose of marriage is that you may always love, care and support each other. It's always being there for one another, seeing the good in one another, encouraging each other and putting each other first. Now you've gathered around you the people you care about the most, and you've invited them here today to share your happiness as you celebrate your marriage. And by being here today, you're showing your love and support for our couple as they start this new phase in their lives together. I'm now going to ask each of you in turn to declare that to the best of your knowledge and belief, you know of no lawful reason why you shouldn't be married. So Graham, I'm going to ask you to go first.
Okay.
I do solemnly declare
I do solemnly declare
that I know not
that I know not
of any lawful impediment
of any lawful impediment
why I, Graham Paul Rowe,
why I, Graham Paul Rowe,
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Victoria Claire Jenkinson.
to Victoria Claire Jenkinson.
And Victoria, if I can ask you to say the same. I do solemnly declare
I do solemnly declare
that I know not
that I know not
of any lawful impediment
of any lawful impediment
why I, Victoria Claire Jenkinson,
why I, Victoria Claire Jenkinson,
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Graham Paul Rowe.
to Graham Paul Rowe.
Marriage is love. It's walking hand in hand together. It's laughing about the silly little things and learning to discuss the big things with care and tenderness. It's thinking of doing new things together. It's growing old together. It's being in love for the rest of your life. Love is the realisation that there is no one else in the world you'd rather be standing next to than the person you're standing next to now. Graham and Victoria, the vows which unite you in marriage are a statement of the commitment that you are making to each other. May you promise to share your thoughts, hopes and dreams, and may your home be filled always with love and happiness. I'm going to ask you both a really important question now. Graham, do you take Victoria to be your wife, to be loving, faithful and loyal to her for the rest of your lives together?
I do.
Victoria, do you take Graham to be your husband, to be loving, faithful and loyal to him for the rest of your lives together?
I do.
Now you have both declared that you know of no lawful reason why you shouldn't be married. It's now time for you to say the contracting words of your marriage before your witnesses. Victoria, could you pass your flowers back to your mum? And could I ask Sarah and Rebecca to come and stand with our couple at this point, please? Doesn't matter which side or which side, that's fine. Can I ask you two to face each other, holding hands? No. You're
That's so sweet.
So although you're going to repeat the words, you are saying them to each other, okay?
Yep.
Graham, are you ready to make your promises to Victoria?
I am.
I call upon these persons,
I call upon these persons,
here present to witness,
here present to witness,
that I, Graham Paul Rowe,
that I, Graham Paul Rowe,
do take thee,
do take thee,
Victoria Claire Jenkinson,
Victoria Claire Jenkinson,
to be my lawful wedded wife.
to be my lawful wedded wife.
I promise to love,
I promise to love,
honour and cherish you
honour and cherish
from this day forward
from this day forward
for the rest of my life.
for the rest of my life.
Victoria, are you ready to make your promises to Graham?
I am.
I call upon these persons,
I call upon these persons,
here present to witness,
here present to witness,
that I, Victoria Clare Jenkinson,
that I, Victoria Clare Jenkinson,
do take thee,
do take thee,
Graham Paul Rowe,
Graham Paul Rowe,
to be my lawful wedded husband.
to be my lawful wedded husband.
I promise to love,
I promise to love,
honour and cherish you
honour and cherish you
from this day forward
from this day forward
for the rest of my life.
for the rest of my life.
I think those vows deserve a round of applause.
You did it.
Yeah.
Oh, my husband. That's all right.
Now, in just a moment, I'm going to ask you to exchange your wedding rings. This is the traditional way of sealing the contract that you have made with each other. Now, the wedding ring is a complete circle. There is no beginning and there is no end. And it symbolises unending and everlasting love, and is an outward sign of the lifelong promises you have made to each other today. So Mike, I know you have the ring, so I'd like you to come forward. And if I could ask you to give Graham the ring that he's chosen for Victoria.
Thank you.
If you could place that on the third finger of Victoria's hand, halfway along, just hold it there for me. If you can repeat after me. Victoria, in the presence of our family and friends,
Victoria, in the presence of our family and friends,
I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a sign of my love and commitment.
as a sign of my love and commitment.
All that I am, I give to you,
All that I am, I give to you,
and all that I have, I share with you.
and all that I have, I share with you.
Wear it with happiness and pride,
Wear it with happiness and pride,
today and always.
today and always.
Oh, that's nice.
Thanks,
I
guys.
could ask you to give Victoria.
Focus.
Just
Which hand?
Which hand?
Finger of his left hand.
Left hand.
Halfway along, that's it.
don't know if it fits. My hands are so warm.
Graham, in the presence of our family and friends,
Graham, in the presence of our family and friends,
I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a sign of my love and commitment.
as a sign of my love and commitment.
All that I am, I give to you,
All that I am, I give to you,
and all that I have, I share with you.
and all that I have, I share with you.
Wear it with happiness and pride,
Wear it with happiness and pride,
today and always.
today and always. Oh, yeah.
Can you get it?
It's not coming off. Just remain holding hands.
Oh. On the other hand.
When two people pledge to love and care for each other in marriage, they create a spirit that's unique to yourselves. It brings you closer than spoken or written words. Marriage is a promise made in the hearts of two people who love. It's remembering that you don't belong to each other, you belong with each other. Graham and Victoria, you have made your marriage vows, and you've shown your love and commitment both to your marriage and to each other. You've made a binding contract in my presence, that of Amy's and all your guests here today. Cherish your love for each other and enhance the potential you have as individuals and as a couple, and look to your future throughout. I feel so emotional. It's just like, that's what I'm saying.
Sorry.
So look to your future with a commitment that grows stronger and deeper as the years go by. On behalf of myself and everyone here, we hope that today will give you happiness and contentment to take you forward throughout the years to come. But it now gives me the greatest of pleasure to declare that you are now lawfully joined together as husband and wife. And Graham, you may kiss your bride.
Mr. and Mrs. Rose.
Never spoke before on mic before, but I want to do testing. That's impromptu. That's not the plan.
Is it on?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me at the back? I want to say that as well. Great all to be here. Wonderful to see you all. Well, I've got to face that way as well, so I'm going to keep walking round, facing in that direction. Doesn't Victoria look beautiful? Wow. It's been a long time coming. 10 months ago. Well, it was 10 months ago.
I think so.
Yeah. The wedding should have happened, but something occurred. And it's been 15 months. Can you still hear me? I'm not used to the mic. 15 months of pandemic, 10 months waiting for the wedding. It's been a long time, but we're all here, so that's wonderful. And I've got a chance to use the mic for the first time. Anyway, yeah, I've got it now. I mean, never let it go. Anyway, my name's Richard, and I'm the father of the bride. I'm also known as Dad to a few people. Would my children like to stand up? Where's my children? Where are they? Harry? James? Amelia? Are you just going to wave?
Yeah.
God, disappointing. There'll be other times. I thought I was going to say now. I suppose that the first, I don't want to do any thank yous at all, but I want to do one thank you, and that's to my ex-wife, Jane. Who's done a fabulous job bringing up our 3 daughters. Well done. I did help, but there you go.
Is that it?
No, I'm still going strong. I'm certain I'll have forgotten something. Anyway, I suppose I thought I'd start with Graham first, you know. Oh no. You may not realise it, but Graham is the most natural athlete I've ever met. I like sport, and I decided to give Graham a game of racquetball. I guarantee, and I've played lots of people, I gave Graham about 10 minutes worth of tuition, immediately stopped. The guy just picked it up as though it was natural, and it was tough. But after 10 minutes, that was it, because he was on song. And great, yeah. What a great athlete. What a great guy. But I've got a word of warning though for Graham.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So he needs to listen to this. Many years ago, when the girls were very young, they all had nicknames. I won't share Rebecca's nickname or even Caroline's nickname, but I will share Victoria's nickname. Victoria's known as Wrong Planet. Why, you may ask? Whatever we were doing, we discussed what we're doing. Rebecca would know, Caroline would know, and then Victoria would say, "What's going on?" And we'd always say, "Wrong planet." But a word of warning to Graham. What was that all about? Now, not wrong planet, now focused, driven, dynamic. You've got something far, far different. She has changed to what you see today. Anyway, much as I like playing with this mic, I'll stop before I outstay me welcome. Anyway, thank you. Back to you.
Man with an unexplainable tan, Graham.
Cheers, mate. I'm a little bit nervous about my sweat patches. I hope you can't see anything. But yeah, thanks, Richard, for your kind words. I had it written down in my notes. I was hoping you'd bring up my racquetballing prowess. But yeah, a lot of you will know here that public speaking and public displays of affection are not my biggest fortes. So as you can imagine, this is part of the wedding that I've been really looking forward to. But jokes aside, I'm much more scared of the first dance. As you know, today is a case of second time lucky. Our original date was back in September 2020. Since then, as you know, there's been a lot of uncertainty. We had lockdowns 2 and 3 and plenty of kind of political U-turns. But fortunately, our lobbying paid off and Boris personally agreed to end restrictions for our big day. I've got in my notes that I was going to say the weather didn't get the memo because I thought it was going to be thunderstorms, but fortunately we've been incredibly lucky, like without restrictions, and also it's been a rain-free day so far. Anyway, but look, having said all that about the restrictions, we'd be a lot wealthier if numbers were restricted to 30 people. Our bank balance the last few days has taken a hell of a bounty, doesn't it? But yeah, honestly, we'd like to thank you all for being here today. It means so much for you all to be here on our special day. Yeah, we feel so fortunate and grateful with everything that's gone on over the past 18 months that today could take place and everyone could be here with us. So yeah, we feel incredibly grateful. And honestly, Vix, I think if I'd known how good today would have been, then maybe I would have proposed sooner. Yeah. So I'd like to propose a toast to everyone here, those unable to make it, and grandparents that are no longer with us. Cheers. 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 Right, I'd like to continue with the thank yous. So first of all, I'd like to thank Jane, obviously Vicky's mum. So thanks for being so welcoming and kind. From day one, you've always been so nice to me. You even let us live in your garage for 6 months whilst we saved up to buy a house. So yeah, incredibly hospitable. I wanted to say I couldn't ask for a better mother-in-law. You've done an amazing job, kind of giving everything to raise 3 wonderful daughters. And also, with your thoughtful presents at Christmas and birthdays, I know I'll never run out of high-quality cotton socks. So thank you. Richard, thanks a lot for introducing me to racquetball. Obviously, my hidden talent that I never knew I had. Thanks for obviously lending me travel gear as well when I went to South America. That unfortunately you never saw again. Although most of my travelling photos, Callum will know, I had your blue Rab jacket on, so the memory lives on. But yeah, I just wished I'd witnessed you playing football in your prime, when you were quicker than Jamie Vardy and better in the air than Dion Dublin. Clearly says here, or so you tell me. I'd like to thank my mum and dad for being amazing parents. You've always encouraged us to take our own paths in life and follow whatever we want to do. Thanks for instilling a love of travel, taking us on amazing family holidays as well. Dad, I've got great childhood memories of following you to cricket games and watching on from the boundary, and also obviously travelling down to Stamford Bridge to watch Chelsea. Chelsea. Champions of Europe, in case you didn't know. Mum, thanks for always being there for me. Thanks for always cooking us amazing meals growing up. And also thanks for getting an A in my GCSE French coursework. Très bien. You've always been there for me. Although, Mum, I did test your resolve that one time at university. What? Yeah, well, plenty of times, I'm sure. When I accidentally called you at 2 a.m. in the morning on a Wednesday, and then drunkenly text you to say, I'm in crisis. Unbeknown to you, but the Nottingham lot will know, that crisis was a student night at Rock City. And in fact, I wasn't in a ditch or in hospital or being held up at gunpoint. I'm so lucky to have a great family. I've got 4 amazing siblings. We had a brilliant childhood, well, at least up until the age of 10, when the twins arrived. Chaos ensued, and we pretty much required a minibus to go on any family outing. Fun times, but honestly, I'm so lucky that we've got a large, close-knit family. So thank you. Where am I next? So I'd like to thank the stars of the ceremony, if they're paying attention, our wonderful little nieces and nephews. Henry, Oscar, Olive, well done, you did really well. I'd like to thank the bridesmaids. Vicky's so grateful for all your help, where am I looking? Help, support and guidance over the years, and you all look amazing. So I'd like to take this moment to raise a glass to the bridesmaids. Cheers. I'd like to thank my best men, Mike and Guy. I'd like to thank my groomsmen, Tom, Chris, Jack. Although I won't thank you for getting me very well oiled on my stag do and bringing out my female alter ego, Greta. Yeah. Pretty disturbing. Yeah, I did rock those legs. But also, just a word of caution, depending on what they say later, Mike and Guy certainly struggle to differentiate between fact and fiction. So just take anything they say with a pinch of salt. Where am I next? That's the most important thing. Probably the most important part. Exactly. So look, I'd like to, I'd just like to say thank you to my beautiful wife, the new Mrs. Rowe. Yeah, it feels very surreal to say that, but you're one of a kind, generous, caring, funny. You looked incredible when you walked down the aisle, and I'm so happy that you're now my wife. After all, Vix, good things come to those who wait. We've been together a long time, but I feel like our relationship gets better every year, and I value you more each day. These past 18 months have been so difficult for so many people, but I feel very grateful and fortunate that we've spent more time together than ever, and just made me realise we really enjoy each other's company and we have fun together. Even if the fun, obviously, in this last little while has kind of been restricted to jigsaw puzzles, gardening, going on long walks. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It may be cheesy to say, but as that banner says there, together is our favourite place to be. So we've done a lot since we've been going out. We went to different universities. We moved to London and moved into a flat together. Obviously moved back to Leicester, bought a house, and we've also been on some amazing holidays as well. And I can't wait for the adventures that lie ahead. So, before I pass you on to my best men, I'd like to raise a toast to my wife. Cheers. Cheers.
Next we've got the best men. So we've got Guy first of all, Guy.
Both together.
We'll start with Mike then. So I didn't know Mike until the stag do. Thanks for talking Graham about doing a runner this morning.
It was hard. Thank you very much. So
for those of you who don't know me, I'm Mike. I've known Graham for the whole 28 years of my life as my big cousin. They made some tweaks with the second lads in this generation. Gray, you clearly got the hair and the height. I obviously got the looks.
And for those of you who haven't met, I'm Guy. I met Gray 13 years ago at university in Nottingham, the prime of his life. So between Mike's 28 and my 13 years is a cumulative 41 years, which is almost as long as it took Graham to pluck up the courage to propose to me.
So, despite some of the nice things that my cousin said about us, it's our turn to make Graham squirm a little bit and bring up some of his misguided youth. Graham, what stories could we possibly have of this kind-natured saint like Graham? Well,
we've sorted through our memories of Graham and we'll try to cover just a selection of his top attributes, skills and qualities. If you dig, you can find some that will equip him well for his marriage to the lovely Vicky. And doesn't she look amazing today?
So, Gray wasn't that different as a kid to the guy we all know and love now. He's still more laid back than a sun lounger and completely obsessed with sport. He has also been known on the odd occasion as well to repeat his childhood catchphrase. When he's at work and closes a big deal, he usually bellows down the phone, "Great Graham Gray, here to save the day." His dad, Keith, as well, also told me of an occasion where he actually took his celebrations during a bit of mini golf on holiday a little bit too far. Instead, rather than the ball going in the hole and him getting a hole-in-one and thinking that was good enough, he rather decided to promptly take his trousers down, squat over the hole, and leave a present for those behind him. So rather than the scorecards actually showing a hole-in-one, he actually ended up one shit down. Granted, at that stage he was only one, so we can maybe let him off. Vix, I'm really hoping he's moved past this stage, but the golf lads didn't confirm or deny, so I can't hold him to that. I also always assumed that Gray would be one of those people who taught me how to talk to women. I still need help if anyone's offering. But what I'd seen in my older cousin was that he'd met this great girl at 17. Though I thought, you know what, he must be doing well. However, I swiftly realised that I was wrong, and it was clearly Vicky that had made the moves on Graham. The reason being, my cousin has absolutely no game. This was really evident as well in Graham Vic's first kiss. I don't know if any of you know the story, but it was actually the sort of romantic love story that you can see here today. It wasn't quite that. So rather than it being that, it was actually more Vic having to prop Gray up because he was so drunk that he couldn't actually stand up. Sounds very familiar. So throughout my life, I've always looked at Gray as a big brother I always wanted, but never got. Sorry, Jen. And there's a number of things I've always admired him for. So the impressive organisational skills that you bring to the table, Gray, with all the stuff that you book into Vicky and yours social calendar, it's incredible how you manage it all. I've also loved your way of always being able to be decisive, even being able to manage to pick two best men. However, the one thing that I've always really admired about you is the ability to make absolutely everything into a competition only you can win. It's great to see you don't do that anymore in your adult life, whilst playing golf, or indoor cricket, or even just family darts at Christmas. But this does lead me on to a story that will always stay with me. Having grown up in the shadow of my bigger cousin, who was always better than me at pretty much every sport, football over the green, where he comprehensively beat me and your dad just on your own, or even looking up to your trophy haul that you had above your bed, there was always an element of me that wondered when I would really taste that first bit of victory. And lo and behold, it would actually come on our first day in our one big family holiday in Borneo. Having seen where our parents grew up and decided to play a round of golf in 35-degree heat at 12 o'clock in the day, leading me to put a golf ball almost through a window of a moving van from 250 yards away. I know what you're thinking, that's a great drive. Not when it leads to the right. However, when we got to our final hotel, it was a very calm and tranquil resort, yet we managed to find another way for us to compete. As we were relaxing by the pool, the hotel rep comes along and asks if we want to be involved in a blowpipe dart competition. Gray egged me on, and I thought, here we go, another thing for Gray to beat me at. However, I was like, you know what, let's just give it a shot. However, this wasn't a normal competition. The first 2 shots were pretty even, and the scores were level going into the final shot. Gray, of course, with his final shot, ends up getting a 9 out of 10. Of course he does. Time for me to lose again. Then, it was my turn. I took my go, I steadied myself, and in slow motion, the dart hit the bullseye. A perfect 10 out of 10. I'd finally beaten my cousin at probably the most useless competition that has ever been created. And Gray, you'll never hear the end of it. I've also got a little present for you as well, mate, just to go alongside that. So. Would you just like to read out what that says on the front of it, Gray? You could just read that out.
Blowpipe competition runner-up, audio, Shangri-La 2014. Proud achievement.
But all jokes aside, Gray, you've been there my whole life, and as I said, you're almost like a big brother to me rather than a cousin. I'm so honoured that I've been here today to stand beside you as one of your best men to see you tie the knot with the beautiful Vicky. I wish you guys a long and happy marriage, and Vix, you're just lucky that you're marrying a glory hunter from Leicester. As long as Chelsea are good and you let him play golf, you'll have an incredible life together.
Right, chapter 2, the university years. So moving on a bit, around 13 years ago, I met Graham on our first day at university. Put my stuff in my room, glanced down to the open doorway that weren't mine, spotted a pair of hair straighteners, 20 pair of shoes, and I thought, I wonder who she is. Well, that's right, she turned out to be Graham. Clean shaven, beautifully straightened hair, obviously wearing his Chelsea shorts, and an incredible suntan. So I'm going to have to hear about this guy's exotic gap year, his backpacking through Thailand and Australia. But no, this is when I learned that Graham was probably the only man who could spend his gap year working in a bank in Leicester and still turn up the best sense man in the whole world. Now, first impressions are everything at uni, and I have to say I was a bit taken aback when Graham introduced himself to me with the opening line, "I'm Graham, you can call me Gray, or G, or if you like, 3G. A handy little abbreviation he had come up with for Graham, studying geography, living in G Block. It's not your traditional friend-making introduction, but 13 years later, here I am. And everyone seemed to warm to Graham very quickly in Freshers Week 2, whether he was passionately reliving 90s football moments or asking people if they thought he looked like Serge Pizzorno from Sapien, another famous Leicester man. And a dodgy haircut was not the only likeness. Serge is also a very good footballer. I'll say it only once, but so is Graham. I, like many others here, have had the pleasure of playing football alongside Graham in teams throughout university and afterwards in London, and the familiar thud of Graham winning yet another header will be etched in many of our memories for a long time to come. Although I will say, Graham, having always said that you couldn't hit a barn door, it was a privilege to see you come through on today. When I come to think about it though, Graham's style of playing football is a little bit like his approach to life. He's solid, reliable, needs shouting at when he's being lazy, and occasionally ends up with brown stains on his shorts. Although I'm told that interview Bolivia was a one-off. So on to Graham's skills. Negotiation skills are key to any marriage. It was in our first year at uni I saw Graham put some of these into practice. Like on many other nights, I followed Graham out of a bar, or more likely a kebab shop, and he found us a car outside. We happily piled in and asked to go back to Derby Halls, and the car pulled off. It was at this point we realised this definitely was not a taxi. There were three fairly unfriendly, burly-looking blokes glaring menacingly at Graham and I. Now, my memory gets a little blurry at this point, but Graham had reliably been on the shandies, and a detailed negotiation ensued, including a stop at a cash point under duress. But Graham, as a result, managed to agree a very reasonable price of £50 for his friendly gentlemen to drive us back a usually £2 route to our halls. As a bonus, they'd let us keep our phones and wallets. So, great Graham Gray saved the day again. These are the negotiation skills of a wizard, Vicky, and I think they will stand you in very good stead. So, we moved out of halls into student houses in Nottingham. We learned that Graham is also a very resourceful man, a great asset in any future husband. Vix would come over from Birmingham for the weekend. He'd know Graham was planning something. He'd have a long list of vegetables to go and buy. We'd proceed to cook a range of delicious meals. And Vicky might have thought that Graham ate this well all the time. Well, he didn't. But one skill Graham did become uniquely adept at was using up those back-of-the-cupboard items. In fact, I think in this, Graham probably saw another opportunity for a game he could win at. Some sort of weird competition between him and the items close to their use-by date. Who would play first? One triumph in particular I remember that became an immediate classic was Graham's discovery that he could use milk as a pasta sauce, or at least he thought so. Now, as Mike mentioned, Vicky is not the only love in Graham's life. There's also Chelsea. And Graham's consistently showed his commitment to this relationship. Whether it was singing chants about Hernan Crespo almost every other day I lived with him, to the point I find myself humming in the shower. Or when he did embark his travels to South America, staying an extra night in a small town to watch Chelsea play Napoli in the round of 16, while CJ and Waddle, his travelling companions, took the night bus on to the next town. Graham would catch one the following morning, it would be fine. Well, the good news for Graham was that Chelsea won. The bad news was that the Argentinian bus service went on national strike for 3 days. And Graham was stuck in his place in the middle of nowhere, on his own, wearing his Chelsea shorts. Graham, if you could show the dedication to your marriage that you have done to Chelsea Football Club, I have no doubt you'll be a long and happy one. So on to games and competition. As Mike mentioned, clearly this is something that Graham took very seriously growing up. And I'll be honest, it's partly what makes Graham fun to be around. He is forever enthusiastic about competition. He even managed to get me hooked on one of his favourite games. What's the furthest distance you can throw your tea bag into your empty mug while waiting for the kettle to boil? Which I think combines three of Graham's all-time favourite things: competition, cups of tea, and general procrastination. And Graham is a good person to procrastinate with. There was a point on a long-haul flight to South Korea, as Graham and I were going to visit Jack there. And by the 12th round of the In-Flight Connect 4 game, I had just about enough. So like most others on the flight, I went to sleep. I woke up about 5 hours later to see Graham, wide-eyed, grinning from ear to ear, proceeded to tell me that he'd just beaten the ladies sat in row H over 18 holes in an in-flight golf game. What a champion. With Graham's laid-back approach, his successes, and his general sporting prowess, it may all seem a natural gift. But we know it is nurture, not just nature, that forms an individual, and people may not appreciate the hard work that Graham puts in behind the scenes. You just don't get your golf handicap down to 26-ish on a good day without putting in some serious graft. And as Graham's risen through his career in recruitment, he has also developed a knack for picking the perfect candidate for a position. And after a little probation period, in April 2019, he decided it was time to ask Vicky if she would take the role of his wife. 2 years, 3 lockdowns later, here we are. So Vicky, you and Graham have made a beautiful home together in Kipworth. And although, Vicky, you might take the glory in the Instagram account, don't worry, Graham, I know the long hours, the hard work, and the meticulous attention you put in to hanging up that dartboard in the spare room. It's amazing to see how your relationship has spanned the years, your time at different universities, your travels abroad, and your moves between London and Kipworth. I think it's something that we can all admire. Vicky, your energy and enthusiasm for life is infectious. And the patience and dedication you've shown to plan a wedding twice, teaching a class of young kids at home, all while homeschooling Graham at the same time, is nothing short of miraculous. To be serious for a moment though, Graham, your friendship, your level-headed, light-hearted outlook on life has always been a huge support to me, and it's an honour to be one of your best men. I think I speak for us all when I say I'm so excited to see you two get married here today. You deserve and will have many years of happiness together, and having so many friends and family here at this wonderful venue makes it all the more special. So, ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding one final time. And join Mike and I in raising a glass to the new Mr. and Mrs. Rowe.
Stranger. I was never enough, you deserve better, honey. But every little step I take leads me closer to you, closer to the man who I wanna be. Every step I take leads me closer to you.